Welcome, 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 everybody. Shush. What's up, baby?
What's
Alex,
what's
what's
good?
up, baby?
What to do, brother?
How y'all feeling today? Yo, yo, yo.
It's Sunday. I'm tired. I want to go
I
home.
feel that. What's
Pretty
up,
much.
Angel? What's
What
up,
to do,
baby?
Angel?
Man, look, guys. Today we are discussing the best and the worst Royal Rumble matches. This month we got a whole bunch of Royal Rumble themed stuff planned, and this is just the first. This is the first thing we got. Thank you everybody that joined us last week for the Jeopardy. I also just wanted to make like a quick little announcement for anybody that is, obviously a fan. Um, we have grown over 100 subscribers in the past week. That is awesome. And honestly, we couldn't be doing it without you guys. So thank you. Um, but yeah, like as far as the best and worst Royal Rumble, I feel like there's a lot to pick from.
I mean, with
Oh,
over what, almost
100%.
40 years, we're
Yeah,
we
yeah. I mean, I think there's 30 plus Royal Rumble winners. Obviously, there's multiple time winners.
yeah,
Um,
but we're focusing on the match itself and then
the match
adding the fact.
itself, yes, like yes. So the match itself is, yeah. There's two every year now.
Yep. So if a ladies Royal Rumble in there is your best, I don't see why not. With
What's
everyone,
everybody saying? SH, ush, shush.
S H. All right.
Of course.
Hey, you got a
Man,
shush
look.
maniac right there. Shush.
So
Of course.
that's one of the Shusha Maniacs. They in here, they live, baby.
Of
Now look,
course.
so I think all of us kind of prepared a top five best
Yeah.
and worst. What do you guys want to start off with? You want to start off
Lay.
with the good or the bad?
Hey,
The
let's be
bad.
negative. Hey, we're wrestling fans. Let's start off with the negatives.
Let's start off with the negative. Shush, do you want to go first with your first negative, or do you want me or Alex to go?
Uh, I'll go.
All right.
All right, your number
2016.
five. So are we going 5-1?
Oh.
Yeah, 5-1. 5-1.
Five to
Okay,
one.
5-1. I'll probably put 2015 when Roman won. Wait,
At
or
number
was that
five?
At
2014?
number five, though, no,
Listen,
2015 at number five.
me personally, I like that Rumble because I was a Roman fan back then. So,
Okay.
Okay.
uh, I was a teenager, so I'm gonna put 5. I didn't like. I mean, I liked it, but
Aren't you a teenager
it was
still?
horrible. No, I'm 23.
He said he ain't
So
having none of that.
yeah, I don't remember much from it, but all I remember is Big Show and Kane throwing people like they were nothing, especially Bray Wyatt.
That was rough.
Yeah. I mean, but to be,
Wait, that was 2015?
that was 2015, where the final people
Yeah,
were Rusev and Roman, and The Rock came to try to boost Roman's credibility, but they booed Rock and Roman.
And The Rock was just standing there with a face hurt.
wonder why that's happening.
Man.
But yeah, I did not like that Rumble. I mean, I did, but I didn't.
So that's at number five. Shush, I'm really intrigued to see what the rest of your
I
list.
gotta see what he thinks is the absolute worst. That's the thing.
Like, what is? Oh, okay. So I'm intrigued. Alex, what is your number
Worst.
five worst Rumble?
First disclaimer, I'm gonna say it straight up. None of the women's matches made it to my worst list. I know that's just throwing it out there. Some of the men's matches were way worse than the worst women's. 2017 is my number five. 2017
2017.
is my. I felt like, why did Randy Orton have to win that Royal Rumble that later on in his career? It didn't make sense at all. The
Yeah,
match felt anticlimactic because you had that moment where you thought Roman was going to win again. And it was that Royal Rumble where you didn't know who was going to win, but you also didn't care because it was a year you're like, I guess.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
generally
like,
love that Rumble.
2017 was bad. I agree, but it actually does not crack my personal top five.
Oh, God,
Believe
what's
it
your
or not.
five?
So my number five And honestly, so I'm going to circle back to that. So don't forget what I just said. But my number 5 is 2011, the 40-man Royal
Okay, I see. I see
where
why.
notable
Oh,
prig Alberto Del Rio
Mm-hmm.
won. That match, it doesn't need any tinkering. The Royal Rumble does not need more than 30 people. It was long, and I felt like boring for the most part. I have not went back and rewatched this, mainly because I remember when I watched it when it happened, and I was a lot younger. I was bored. Like I was just bored, and like I
Mm-hmm.
so I have never given it the chance. I do remember. Was that the Rumble where CM Punk had the Nexus, the
Yep.
new Nexus?
yeah, yeah, new
That
Nexus.
wasn't bad. I remember the Booker T surprise return being fun, and I think Diesel also
Yep.
popped up in that
Yeah,
Rumble. But eh,
Yeah.
it was there.
It was
It was
eh.
boring. So I can't. I couldn't get behind it. I don't like. I think that's the biggest offender to that is. Yeah, we don't need 40 people. It makes it extra long, and it's boring. It was boring. It was just a bunch of dudes.
I
They
think
were
it
Yep.
just
should have been good if
there.
they had more stars, not
Yeah, like.
Mm-hmm.
But
not all these people.
shush. What
Number
would you
4.
have as your number 4 worst
Number
Royal
4
Rumble?
is what year was it? The year Ronda Rousey won.
So the
Who?
2022 women's.
Yeah, 2022 women's,
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
where
What and the
Ronda
reason
Rousey
behind that?
won. No one wanted Ronda to win. I wanted Sasha to win. I think
I
she
think
was
we
the
all did
first.
want Sasha to win that
I
one.
think the biggest thing that Rumble had was that once Ronda Rousey's music hit at what was it, 27 or 28,
I think
Yeah.
it was
you
quite late.
knew
I
it was
think it might have
over.
been.
You didn't I didn't
Yeah.
even want to watch the rest of this match because of it.
No, none of us
And
did. Everyone was like,
spoiler
"Oh, here
alert,
we go."
spoiler alert.
It
She
was
this
didn't win
it
the
match
was
WrestleMania match either.
this match is on my list.
Is it
And
really?
as well as the other one from that year for the very same reason. Like we'll get into that a little bit more, but I don't remember that being a very good match. And Ronda coming out, it deflated my whole excitement for the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
The
same.
Rumble I'm always excited for. Especially this year, I'm super excited. But yeah, that
Same for
killed
me.
any feeling that I had for it. So oh well.
Yeah.
Now, Alex, what is your number 4 worst
My
Rumble?
number 4 is the 2012 Royal Rumble.
2012. See, that's another one that I have on my list
Yep.
that is
Yeah,
not the
mine's number
top
4 for
5.
that reason too. That
If
Chris
I was
Jericho
doing
should have
top
won.
10, it would probably been like 6 or 7. I ain't gonna lie.
But also this as well. We didn't need Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and Booker T in the Royal Rumble. Why were they in the Royal Rumble? I don't know. I didn't really care for it. I'm just like Jericho should have won. I'm not. I wasn't one of those that was upset that Sheamus won. It just didn't make sense.
I
I'm like,
was.
yeah, cool, but why? Because I was already
I
in the
was, and then
mindset of like Chris Jericho and CM Punk are going to feud anyways. Why not make it more important with the Royal Rumble win? Why not make CM Punk's title reign more important?
Give it some
literally.
stakes, but no. And what it also something that I feel like with Rumbles is what it leads to retroactively can hurt or better a Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have Sheamus win and you have him go on to beat Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
I think it kind of makes that Royal Rumble win a little. It downgrades it a little bit.
A fart in
So
church.
Sheamus at that time probably was not the best person to win the Rumble, but they went with
No.
Sheamus, and I think that it was a mistake. It is nothing against Sheamus. I love Sheamus, but at that time, probably not the best thing to do.
And like I
And
said, it
yeah,
wasn't.
Michael Cole has no reason
Yeah,
to be in a ring at all.
and it
No,
was a
because
scenario where
Karma
they didn't need
eliminated.
all that stuff. It was just Chris Jericho should have won. I wasn't upset Sheamus won, but it wasn't needed yet. Maybe in 2013 that they would have pushed him a little bit longer. It would have been like, okay, Sheamus winning the Royal Rumble, cool. I don't care.
So, do y'all want to know what I have at my number 4?
What's your number 4?
Go
So,
on.
my number 4 isn't necessarily a Royal Rumble,
Oh, here we go.
is at the same time. And I
Don't count.
cannot
I wouldn't count it.
this.
Don't
It's
count
the
it.
greatest Royal Rumble.
I don't count that as a Royal Rumble though.
Most people don't, but I still feel like it bears the name. And
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
can't not talk about this monstrosity when we're talking about the worst Royal Rumbles. Because Vince McMahon had the audacity to say, it's the greatest Royal Rumble, pal. No, it was horrible. It was 50 dudes just out there fighting for a fucking green belt in Saudi Arabia.
Daniel
That's
Bryan
all
should have
it
won,
was.
but
And they wanted people like Yokozuna, so they just found some random dude and put him out there like, here's your Yokozuna. It was like, what? You had
Daniel Bryan still should have
Titus
won.
O'Neil running down and slipping. That was the greatest thing that happened at that Royal Rumble. So now this is where I was saying if I did not include this, the 2017 Rumble would have been in this spot. But I wanted to take a minute to talk about that greatest Royal Rumble monstrosity.
Okay. All right, now we got number 3.
So now, Shush, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is the 2016 Royal Rumble.
2016 Royal Rumble when Triple H, when Roman was defending and Triple H won.
Yes.
Yes, that okay.
I don't think the match itself. I don't think the match itself was bad though. That's the thing.
Triple H did not need to win. Dean Ambrose was right there.
Yes, it was. I see where you're coming from, but also at the same time, I think you're just saying that because Roman lost. I think you have that as a list because Roman lost.
No, I would have rather it be Dean versus what Seth wasn't. Yeah, Seth was in like Dean versus Roman. I don't want Triple H versus Roman.
Yeah, nobody wanted that. But you know what was crazy? Roman was so hated. Nobody wanted to see him win. When Triple H came out, they cheered him like an all-conquering hero.
Even AJ Styles should have won, if anything.
No, here's the thing. I think what they were trying to originally do, and Seth got hurt. I'm pretty sure they wanted the Shield triple threat at WrestleMania, but Seth got hurt.
Yeah, because I think he came back a few months after.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, we would look at WrestleMania 32 in a different limelight if it was the triple threat Shield match.
100%.
They easily like that. That's still a shame that never main evented a WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, never say never.
That is true.
Never say never. But Alex, what would your number 3 be? I'm intrigued to see where this goes.
My number 3 worst is the 1999 Royal Rumble. The 1999 Royal Rumble. Why in the blue howling fuck did Vince McMahon have to win the Royal Rumble? Why did Vince have to win the Royal Rumble? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Why? Because we were gonna get Austin versus Rock regardless, but you made Austin lose for Vince to win, for him to give up his Royal Rumble victory, for shenanigans to get to that match. I'm like, why? And they pulled the same stunt with 2016 where they beat up Stone Cold Steve Austin. Vince is just sitting out the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Austin comes back, and then
It was levels of bad. And the 99 Royal Rumble really makes you really think about and reflect that the Attitude Era was not as good as people always think it is. And that's a prime example. Like Vince McMahon winning the Rumble and then him also winning the world title at some point during 99 is just Vince Russo levels of bad booking.
Yep.
Like can we just be real for a minute? That's rough. But you know
I've never
what?
watched
1999 is bad, but it didn't make my list mainly because I didn't honestly I didn't think about it. Like when I sat down to make my list, I looked back and like I easily forget about that match. Whereas a lot of the matches I put on my list greatly offended me personally, I feel like.
Yeah.
So that's why they kind of make me. And my number 3 is going to be the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble. For everything I've already stated, I thought this match was a little bit boring. I wanted someone like Sasha Banks to win, and once Ronda Rousey came out, I might as well just turned off my screen. I knew where it was going. I knew where it was going, and I don't know. Like I don't know what it is about Royal Rumbles in the past 10 to 15 years,
Yeah.
but there's no reason. Like, you guys have had plenty of practice at this. They shouldn't be bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they should be at least all right. But
Yeah.
like something like that where it kills your excitement for it is just like, no, get it out of here. So I'm not gonna talk about that anymore because there's more
No, of
stuff to
course.
get angry about. So Shush, what is your number 2 worst Royal Rumble?
This one was hard because I wanted to say last year's because I did not enjoy last year's Rumble, but I also wanted to say
The men's or the women's?
the men's
The men's.
where Cody won
You're talking about 2024 or 2023?
2024.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I did not like that Rumble. It didn't really do anything. Or maybe the one where Edge won in 2021 because it was in front of no one.
Yeah, like the 2021 Rumble is. I purposely didn't include that on either one because of it just being in front of screens, you know. So
Yeah,
I took out that.
countdowns were
I didn't
weird.
include that. I thought that was kind of unfair to talk about, but
Edge was sleeping throughout most of the
last,
match.
and you know what's funny, Shush? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember much of last year's Rumble.
Other than Cody winning, that's it.
Except
Other
CM
than Cody
Punk got
winning.
hurt.
Yeah, CM Punk getting hurt, the
I
Jimmy and
remember
Jay
being
thing.
pissed. I was pissed Cody won. I really did not want to see Cody win back to back. Looking back on it, it led to a great WrestleMania match. So, well, actually,
Yeah,
2 of
knowing
them,
what we know
technically.
now.
So I can't be too mad at it. But at the time, I wanted CM Punk to win. Good thing he didn't because he got hurt. But
Yeah,
but
Jimmy
yeah.
Uso was
So
also a highlight of that Rumble.
so Alex.
For me, my number 2 is the
Oh,
2022.
hold up. I forgot
Oh
that
my
Sammy
God,
returned at number 30.
Oh, you're right. Sammy was number
I forgot
30.
about this.
wow.
Oh yeah, that kind of took it. Like I said, don't hate Sami Zayn, but I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, my number 2 was the 2022 Men's Royal Rumble.
Oh,
Mainly because I already knew off the bat once Brock won, because Brock won the title, and then later on, like, we're having a unification match. We are having that damn unification match between these two. I thought we were done with Roman versus Brock.
so
I was upset Brock won.
Handshake because the 2022 men's. That is also my number 2. We
It's
have
horrible.
tied on that one.
It's what the hell?
It was so offensive. And
No.
not to not take Brock out of the equation, let's talk about one person and one person only here. The best in the world, Shane McMahon.
Oh, that pissed me off.
Why was he going toe-to-toe with everybody? Why was he whooping everybody's ass? And it's because he hijacked the match, wanted to be Superman, and then he got fired a few weeks later because of it. You know how bad you got to be to get fired by your dad?
That is sad.
Yeah,
It
was generally horrible.
That was rough. And I'm not a person who hates Shane McMahon.
Neither do I.
I find Shane pretty much one of the more entertaining of the McMahon family.
Of course.
But I just think that was a little too much. And yeah. And then Brock Lesnar, when he came out, it was just Ronda Rousey again. Like I was already having PTSD from an hour and a half before. Like, I don't know what the old man was thinking at this point. Because this was Vince's last Rumble, I believe. And it shows.
Yeah.
No, it was.
It was his last Rumble.
I think he was already in the rumors of selling it anyway, so he just went what he wanted to do before he sold it.
Like Angel said here, you had Bad Bunny in the Rumble. Bad Bunny is one of the best celebrity wrestlers, whatever you want to call him. He's one of the best, and like he couldn't save it. He couldn't make it more interesting. That's sad. It really is. Like, But yeah, 2022. I tried to forget about those, but the both of those rumbles
Yeah.
offended me personally.
Hey,
So,
I think we can agree combining them together. 2022, the Rumble show itself was one of the worst.
yeah. So
Shush, number one. This I gotta hear. Number one.
My number
I gotta
one.
hear your take, Sus.
My
What's
number
your
one is
number
actually what
one?
you've been talking about, the 2022 men's.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
No
so
surprise
that's the number
returns.
one.
Yeah, literally no surprise returns. No, I
No
don't
surprise.
think anyone returned or anything. Like, I
The
don't
only the
remember.
only surprises were Shane McMahon and Bad Bunny, I believe.
That
Yeah,
was it. Yeah,
it
that was
was
it.
boring.
That was it.
It was genuinely boring. I've never been so
It-
bored watching a Royal Rumble. Because
the
I think
worst
most of
thing
the
a
people that were
Royal
in,
Rumble can do is be boring. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I think
like
most of the
if you
people are
have a
lower
boring
mid
Royal Rumble,
carders.
there's something wrong.
Oh wait, no, Drew returned.
Did he?
Yeah, because I think Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin took him out.
Yes.
Oh Lord, don't put me
Yeah,
back into that era, shush. I
Oh
forgot
God,
about
that
that.
was Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss.
See this right here, RJ. I agree. Actually, I don't think it needs it, but we expect it.
No, we do
yeah,
expect
but
it, but also at the same
But
time, there are some Royal Rumbles that didn't need surprise returns and it worked. But even if it's surprise returns, like someone returning from injury coming to the Royal Rumble, that's a surprise return for us because we're
and the
not.
surprise returns do make it exciting. Now, it also has to one make sense to a certain degree. Like, I don't want to see Road Dogg just pop up for the hell of it. You know,
yeah,
I know
if
one
it's at
year he
least
did it and it was kind of cool at first, but it was like, why? You know what I mean?
if it's
But
one or
like, if you
two,
get like a bigger name in there, like if
Mhm.
you had like Jeff Hardy or somebody just pop up in a Royal Rumble, that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I think there's levels to it, and I
Mhm.
definitely agree. It doesn't need it all the time, but like having
Yeah.
like one or two definitely can help a Royal Rumble go from like okay, this is good to being great.
Hey,
so I'm gonna have a
um,
look who was in this.
Chris, do we have the same as number one? Do
I
we?
think we do. I think there's only one right answer as to what the number one worst Rumble is, and I think
2015.
that's why we were both surprised when Shush put
Yeah,
that Rumble
2015.
at number
It's
five.
2015. It's 2015.
It's
It's 2015.
2015. It's the worst Rumble there ever could be. Shush, I don't know if you have like I don't know if it's because you're a Roman fan or was a Roman fan then, but
Yeah, it's
dude,
literally because I was a
this was
Roman
rough.
fan.
It was rough. Remember, there were two people at that time that would have won and the fans would have been happy, and that was Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. Those are the only two out of everybody in the Royal Rumble people
And
wanted to win, and they both got eliminated early in the match.
yeah,
The fact that the final two was Rusev and Roman Reigns.
and people were cheering Rusev like he was John Cena in 2008. Like they did not want Roman to win, and when he does, and even The Rock couldn't save it.
The fact that they thought that him eliminating Big Show and Kane was gonna do something, I'm like
And
I'm
at
sorry,
this point, Big Show and Kane were slower than molasses too. So like,
bro.
Yeah, I
Kane
think
was built like
KO
a
and people.
cafeteria lunch lady at the time.
it's just that was there is nothing you can say to salvage that Royal Rumble. I don't remember much else besides the ending.
Yeah, and for me, the only thing I remember is Daniel Bryan getting eliminated early and that hostile takeover from
And
the Philly crowd.
it
You,
ruined the whole thing.
hey, why would you
Yeah,
do that in Philadelphia of all places? You put Roman to win in Philadelphia.
Angel, I'm right there with you. Ric Flair, good lord. Do
No,
you
I
remember
don't think
this
it's
year there was
possible anyway.
all those rumors that Hulk Hogan might be in the Rumble
nope. I'm turning
last
it off.
year?
I'm turning off the TV if that happens. I don't want to see Hulk Hogan at 85
I don't want to
wrestling.
see any of these people near my screen, especially Hulk Hogan. But yeah,
Number one, Royal Rumble, worst 2015.
it was
It was, yeah.
2015. There's no other correct answer. Um, excuse me one second, fellas. Yes, I'd want some Arby's.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hell
Alrighty,
yeah,
let's say,
brother.
hey, now let's be more positive. The best. Because with every duds, there are amazing gems in the Royal Rumble.
So
All right.
shush. I'll let you start
Number
off just like last time. Do you want to give your number 5 best
number 5,
Royal Rumble of all time?
2009.
2009.
I think it's a very underrated Royal
2009.
Rumble.
It is a no. Yeah, that's when Randy won. That was Randy's first win.
That's
Yes, see?
Yeah.
okay. Yes, okay.
That was
Not on
when
my
that
list,
was
but
when
yes.
Randy was at his most savage. Bald-headed Orton was a
Bald-headed
demon.
Orton reigns supreme. Okay. Yes, I can appreciate it.
No, that's a
And there was
solid
a lot
pick.
of it
But
was a lot of
was
the
it?
last people's final like Rumble, like Brian Taker. You had Rey Mysterio in there, Rob Van Dam.
But you know what kind of bothers me
What was it?
Well,
about this Rumble, and it kind of leads back to what I was saying earlier, how the match at WrestleMania can retroactively ruin a Rumble.
Yeah, but let's take into
It doesn't
consideration.
ruin this Rumble at all, but it makes it. I feel like it definitely like
Waters
just
it down.
because I hate that Randy Orton Triple H match so much because the build was so freaking good
And the stipulation was dumb.
and the stipulation was so dumb.
If
I'm
Triple
lucky
H
I
got
never watched it.
disqualified, he lose the title. If they would have made it a no holds barred match, it could have been arguably one of the matches that we were
It
talking
could
about.
have been it could have been so much more than what it was,
Mm-hmm.
and it just wasn't, and that is
Yeah.
very very sad to me.
Yeah. So with me, similar to Shush, mine's in the similar ballpark as the Randy Orton winner, but push it 9 years later, the 2018 Men's Royal Rumble.
Yes, sir.
That's
Is that
my number
one?
5. Shinsuke Nakamura winning that Royal Rumble was magnificent. It was excellent. The fact that we had on one corner, I believe it was Nakamura, Balor, and Roman on one side, and then we had
Oh yeah.
Cena, Ray, and Orton on the other side. Pretty much the old guard versus the new guard. I thought that was a
Yes.
perfect face to face. That was amazing. It was awesome.
I was gonna put that as my number 4, but
That was my number 5. 4 through 1 is completely different. Hopefully, we have the same number 1. Or hopefully, all of us do.
I hope we do, but we
I
might not
hope.
because like Alex, me and you are of the older guard. This is a little bit younger than us, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, fellas. I do apologize.
Get the mozzarella sticks and the orange dreamsicle. That's what you want.
I'm trying to think of what I want now.
Hey man, it's Arby's.
I mean, they don't
have the
sell much
meat.
in Arby's, brother. It's like a roast beef sandwich and curly fries.
I'll just get the best burger they have.
I really like their chicken sandwiches actually.
All right.
Like the chicken bacon Swiss with honey mustard is really really good actually.
Not a bad choice.
I'm just thinking back of all the past Rumbles.
But are you
Okay.
thinking of on the top of your head? You didn't write these down?
I've watched a lot of them. I've watched a lot of them recently, so I'm just thinking.
Okay.
So, what
So
about you, Chris?
my number 5. Okay, before I get to my number 5, actually, because I did write 3 Rumbles down that I wanted to give a special shout out to that didn't make my
Honorable
top
mention.
5, would have made my top 10. These are my honorable mentions. 2018, for all the reasons you just said, Alex, is a wonderful Rumble, and when it comes down to the old guard versus new guard, that gave me such a great feeling. And the thing that was really crazy about 2018, it gave us hope.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It gave us hope. Now it ended up going straight to the trash, that match, but it gave us hope. 1992 was also was honestly, in my opinion, probably the first good Rumble in one of the best.
From the rock and wrestling new generation transition. Yeah, you're right.
You had a lot of star power in this, and of course, you had Ric Flair going the distance to win the WWE Championship, given that iconic promo after the match. Great all around.
The tear with my eye.
Yeah, the tear.
Another one that I want to give a shout out to, honorable mention is it was good. It was the start of this decade. Was the 2020 Royal Rumble. No one gives a lot of love for that one. That one was a good Rumble.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
Edge returned. That's my honorable mention. Edge returned. McIntyre won when you didn't think of it.
And
you're like,
my
oh.
last honorable mention is the 2010 Royal Rumble.
Edge's first return.
Edge's first return, yes, but also had the storyline thread, excuse me, of Shawn Michaels
And the Undertaker
trying to win the Rumble so he could face the Undertaker at WrestleMania second time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one of the best storylines, like going into it. I think it's
Yes.
one of the best examples of a storyline playing through a Rumble and a Rumble playing off those storylines.
Yes.
Like when Shawn gets eliminated, your heart breaks for him. And that slowly just starts to unravel him in the lead up until he screws the Undertaker at Elimination Chamber. Like I think that's honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could swap out one of them on my list to put that on
Yeah.
there. But as of right now, my number 5, I have 2007. Mainly because this I owned on DVD. I bought this on DVD so I could watch it because I didn't get to watch it live.
Mm-hmm.
And I constantly rewatch this Rumble. This had the ECW guys in it. You had Sabu getting chokeslammed as an elimination through a table on the outside. You had the mini match. Well, you had like 2 mini matches, really. It was almost rated RKO. Orton and Edge versus the Undertaker and Shawn. And then once Orton and Edge are gone, you have the mini match between Shawn and Taker, which is the preview to their
Mania match.
great WrestleMania matches. And not only that, it leads to a great WrestleMania match between the Undertaker and Batista. And I just remember the biggest thing I remember was Great Khali in there moving around, beating everybody's ass. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. I don't want to see the Great Khali win this, man. And when someone's like, who can stop the Great Khali? Who? And then the Undertaker's music hit, I lost
Gong.
my mind. Watching that for the first time, I was so hyped. So hyped. So yes, 2007, my number 5.
All right, so that's not a bad pick. Sure, Shane, number 4. What do you got?
I'm gonna probably get some stick for this. I'm gonna put 2008
Huh?
as my number 4. Yeah,
As your number
that's my number
4.
4?
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, number 4.
Please explain, Shush.
Like I said, I wasn't even watching wrestling at this time, but looking back at it, it's okay. Like, don't get me wrong, Cena's return's great, but it doesn't top my number 1.
Mhm.
Nowhere near.
Okay.
But it did tease again, Shawn and Taker, because I think they were number 1 and 2. I think.
Yes, you are correct. They did start off the Rumble that year.
Yep.
And they lasted for quite a while, so
Mm-hmm.
I'd say number 8's my number 4.
Okay. My number 4 is Rey Mysterio's 2006 Royal Rumble win. That is arguably seeing the ultimate underdog lasting that long. That was before he became a deadbeat dad.
That was before we knew about his deadbeat dad activities.
Yep, this is what the match itself was great. The fact that he lasted that long, and this is also where Triple H was still, the reign of terror Triple H mode that you were afraid, like, oh my god, here we go. And then Randy Orton, like, it was the point we were like booing Orton to death, and we're like, oh no, please no Orton, but boo, no, it was a solid match. The storyline was there, everything was good.
Yeah, 2000. What? Wait,
that was
2006. 2006, honestly, wasn't on my list, but now I'm like, man, maybe we should have did top 10 because there's so many that like I feel like could deserve a spot here, man. But yeah, 2006 definitely valid, man.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, whew, my number 4 best is the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble.
Ooh,
I enjoyed this Rumble a lot, especially because so let me take you on something real quick. So one thing about the Rumble that I love is how it can just make the winner a new main event star. And I think the Rumble win sometimes makes a main event star that will never leave the main event scene.
mm-hmm.
A la 2005, which was supposed to be one of my other honorable mentions. It made Batista into a main event star. Batista was never going to not be a main event star at that point.
Yeah.
I think the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble did the same exact thing for Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
And I think Rhea Ripley, I'm sorry, you Rhea haters on the internet that seem to have some type of weird grudge against her with fans. She's not going away. She is
Never.
the main event. I'm sorry. She is the star. She's up there with your
Indeed.
Charlotte Flairs and your Becky Lynches and everything like that. And but yeah, like I was just happy to see Rhea win. I remember the year before was 20. No, not the year before, but it was it the year before? No. 2021. Because that's the year Bianca won. Correct.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, I think they were like part of the last few. She was in the last few then, I believe, correct?
The last two.
Yeah, like I was a big Rhea fan then, but like at the time, like I was like Bianca's my girl. And I mean, you can even say the same thing I just said about 2005 and the 2023 women's. You can say about the 2021 women's as well.
Yeah,
because Bianca went on to main event WrestleMania with Sasha Banks. And Bianca, even though she's in the tag division right now, she's a main event level star, and she's not going anywhere below that. Let's be real.
never.
Like, I just think like that's Royal Rumble makes some it makes some stars, man. And when it's good, the Royal Rumble is good.
Yeah.
And I just keep retroactively thinking about every other one that I like to talk about. I can talk about it all day. But Shush, what was your number 3 best Rumble of all time?
Yeah, I was gonna back one of yours when 2021 Rio won. There was so many things happened. Oscar returning, and the beginning that new gimmick that didn't actually work, but another story, another time. Yeah, it was a packed
Oh, I
Rumble.
forgot about the I forgot about the Oscar return there.
No, that pop that she got was insane.
And you know what? I shouldn't have. I'm crazy for forgetting about
Well,
that.
wait. It should say the 2023.
2023
Pardon?
women's, yeah.
Yeah, when she came back as the
that's mine
China.
too. For once, me and Trish agree. That's on my list too. That's my number 3. What's up?
Oh wow, but yeah, it was packed around with loads of like all the returns, like yeah, like it made Rio because I think she started. I know she came in early. I think she might be number 1.
I think she was like number 2 or something.
Yeah, something. I know she was in there from like that very early.
No, but yeah, like Chris said, he pretty much beat us to the punch. It was it made her a main eventer because it was this when Super Charlotte was the champion, and then I was there live for WrestleMania 39. I got to see that top rope riptide, and it was arguably the biggest pop that I've heard a women in a while. But the fact that she did that 1, 2, 3, the reaction and the pop we gave her was awesome.
Yeah, like I like that is the women's Royal Rumble to me. And I really think, you know, with the stars they have going further, the women's Royal Rumble is only going to continue to get better.
Yes.
Honestly, like who won this past year?
Bayley won. Bayley,
that was also a very solid Rumble. And Bayley went on to have a really good WrestleMania
with
match.
Io.
Yeah, like like I said, man, this is going to continue to get better. With you think about the NXT people they have, that's going to be slowly coming in and everything, dude. It's gonna be great.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
sure. Since you and I, we did the same thing. Chris, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
I think this is a underrated Royal Rumble. I think the first half of it was brilliant. Brock Lesnar, not the most popular person in the world right now. Not even with me. I was the biggest Brock defender in the world. But I'm just going to ignore all of the personal stuff for a minute and just say that first part was brilliant. That first half of the Rumble was
yes.
Oh, big boy. When Keith Lee came out, I was so excited.
Everybody was.
The little back and forth between Brock and Shelton. Hilarious. It was so funny. It was so like stupid. And then you get Ricochet in there, and Drew McIntyre eliminates Brock. Oh, and the pop he gets. And you're like, right there, you're like, oh, that's your WrestleMania match right there.
Mhm.
I was like, it's Brock and Drew. So who's gonna win? Because obviously you don't think, oh, he's gonna win, but then he does.
And then you're like,
Then he
win,
does.
please win, please
And
win, please
then
win.
what's that?
Edge's return.
And then we get the Edge return. On top of it, he can't control his emotions. He's walking out through the smoke like holding back tears. I couldn't believe it.
No, I
could
remember this
not believe
specifically. I was on
And
live with some other homies of mine. We're
now
watching this. We're watching this Rumble. I jokingly said, "Oh, guys, you think you know me?" I hear, "You think you know me?" I'm like,
what? And do you remember what else happened that day?
"Oh, yes, I do."
So I had a rough day.
No,
going into this one.
shush. Maybe you don't remember, but for us here in the
Kobe
USA,
Bryant.
Kobe Bryant's
I
passing.
know.
So this was, I remember exactly where I was.
So was I.
When I heard the news, I was on a job. I was working for Dish Network.
I was doing
somebody.
my convenience store delivery.
Yep. I was training a trainee, and I'm talking to a customer, and then all of a sudden, both of our phones start going off, like ESPN apps and all this stuff. I'm like, I look at my phone, I'm like, that can't fucking be right. And then it was, and it's on every news station. Like we're obviously installing TV and fixing people's TV and stuff. So like, we're honestly turning right to the news because what the hell was this? Um, yeah. So the Rumble that night, looking forward to some excitement, was great, and then having the Edge return, it was just
Heartwarming.
It was so heartwarming.
No, look at it as you look at it from a
much.
If you look at it from a millennial perspective, which is me and Chris, losing someone we grew up in basketball watching, that one of the most different playmakers of all time pass away, to seeing someone we saw their career being cut short, for them to make a comeback that we jokingly thought, like, oh, he's never going to come back.
Yeah.
Comes back, looks better than ever physically too. Because if you look at 2020 Edge and 2010 Edge, 2020 Edge was ripped. He had a six-pack.
Yeah, like he came out, he was in shape, he was ready to go. Yeah, dude, it was so awesome, and we had no idea where the world was going.
What happened a month later? What happened a month later? What happened a month and a half later? The Panini happened.
We were riding high, man, in 2020 Royal Rumble, and then just
that transition from that and the Elimination Chamber to an empty arena Mania was like, what the hell?
And like, I was at Elimination Chamber that year. It was in Philly. I was there. That was where I had went out the night before and partied my ass off in Philly. Mm-hmm. And I was hungover as hell. So we went to the Elimination Chamber, and I left early. I left during the women's Elimination Chamber when Shayna Baszler was going ham. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I need some food. So called my buddy. He picks us up, and we go to this restaurant that's like right outside of the arena, and we're sitting there eating. I look over at the bar, and who's over at the bar but Mr. What's Up himself, R-Truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was like, babe. I was like, look, you see who that is? She was like, that's R-Truth. And like my buddy who's there, who lives in Philly, we were staying with him, he doesn't watch wrestling. He doesn't know anything. He's like, bro, go up and say hi to him. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Like, I can't bother him. I was forced to go up and introduce myself. And so I do got a picture with R-Truth from that night. And that was a great night. Mm-hmm. And then downhill from there that year.
Yeah, I can say it was something.
All right, Shush. What is your number
2?
Number two.
Yeah. Sorry to copy you again, Chris, but I'd say 2020 men's from Edge, because I didn't actually know Edge was even scheduled to come back. I didn't see the reports, nothing. So that was just the whole main reaction, because Edge was my favorite growing up. So
yeah, like I wasn't very big into like reading reports and stuff back then. I don't think.
Oh no, I was, but I avoided it like that whole week, and then just seeing Edge again, I was like, shit, he's back. Yeah. And then he speared everyone. I think he was in the final 4 because he got eliminated by Roman. And then, the rest is history. But from that point alone, like yeah, Brock had his moments. Obviously, I like the Keith Lee and Brock thing, but and we never got that unfortunately. But
Yeah.
literally for that whole Edge part, it's my number two.
Number 2. Alex, what's your number 2, man?
My number 2 is involving one of Shush's favorite performers, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the 2002 Royal Rumble.
2002, a shout out.
Yeah, the 2002 Royal Rumble. He returned the week before at Madison Square Garden. The pop he had, mind you, this is when he was still coming back from injury, when he was the most diabolical heel on the planet. He was beating up Lita. He was doing this and that when he was with two-man power trip. Comes back to Madison Square Garden. Standing freaking ovation they give him Madison Square Garden.
They
Only for the
cheered
next
that
week
man like a
to
hero.
get that pop. The guy that was the most diabolical heel in 2000 and 2001 got the most babyface pop. That for that moment in the Royal Rumble, he had to be a babyface. His little back and forth with Kurt Angle was hilarious. It was awesome. The fact that I think this is where Hurricane tried to double choke slam both him and Austin.
Oh yeah.
And they yeeted him.
It was entertaining all around, man.
Yeah, and if it was a heartfelt story because the storyline progressing is he comes back from a career-ending injury and wins the big one. So all storyline aside, it fit perfectly. That's what's my number 2, the 2002 Royal Rumble. I know Triple H is Shush's GOAT, but he doesn't want to admit it.
He's nowhere near my God. I can name 50 other people better.
He has a poster of Triple H where he caresses it and says, "I love you" before he goes to work.
All right. Before I give my number 2, everybody that is here with us, if you haven't already, I know I sound like a broken record every week, everybody, but if you haven't already, please do like the video. I do appreciate it. Much love to you. My number 2 is the 2008 Royal Rumble.
Okay, we're not the same.
Oh, so we're not the same. Okay, so
I already said number 2. I already said my number 2 already. So yeah,
my number 2 is the 2008. For that John Cena return is amazing. Like I did not expect him to be coming back at this.
I don't think anybody did.
Like he came back from an injury that he should have been out for like 9 months at least, in 3 months. Man is superhuman. It was so crazy. The crowd forgot they hated this man.
Yes, and they
were
New York
so loud. They're like, wait, boo.
No, think of it from that perspective. Where's Cena from? Massachusetts. Where was the 2008 Royal Rumble? Madison Square Garden, New York. The fact that they were like, wait, why are we treating this fool from Boston?
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? This was before I could watch Rumbles and stuff. Like I was a kid. I was in like 8th grade. Mm-hmm. So I remember waking up the next morning and like my dad being like, "You want to know who won the Rumble?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "John Cena," because he knew John Cena was my favorite. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "What?" So I jetted to the family laptop to get on WWE.com and see like what happened.
John Cena returns and wins Royal Rumble.
I was mind blown. I went to school so happy, dude. I was so happy going to school, like knowing that John Cena won. And I didn't really even have friends there that watched wrestling, so it didn't
Same thing with me.
But I was just in a good mood, so. All right, Shush.
Number 1.
Number 1.
My number 1 is 2001's Royal Rumble.
Me and Shush got the same.
2001?
2001.
Yeah. It was jam packed. Everyone, I wouldn't say everyone was in their prime, but you had all the stars in there. I mean, yeah, the wrong person won.
You had great comedy spots. You had Kane going off, the coolest looking Kane of all time, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
Shush is a corporate Kane fan. That's why. Shush loves corporate Kane.
You had the coolest Kane. You had Stone Cold coming out and winning. Like, dude, it's an all timer. It's a classic.
You know what? Honorable mention for me, because if I were to switch them around, if I would pull one over the other, 2001 would have been my number 2. My number 1 is 2008. That one's my number 1. Much like you, John Cena has had a major impact in my life as one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And seeing that return, when you look back as an adult, I'm like this man should have not returned that early.
We'll be done
This
short.
this guy's unstoppable. This guy's literally Superman incarnate. You're like, how did you do it? How did you manage to survive a torn pec injury in 3 months? Come back, return, win the whole spiel, and you're done. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Cena, like, save some time for the people. It was a great reaction, and the people had seeing the little gestures between Batista, Triple H, and John Cena doing the "You can't see me," the suck it, and the thumbs up, thumbs down to one another. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was awesome. That's nothing more I can explain about the 2008 Royal Rumble. I think it's great.
I think Roddy Piper was in that one.
Roddy Piper and Snuka were in that match. Those were funny returns.
Very, very random.
The fact that John Cena was tossing people like there was no tomorrow, and you thought to himself, like, oh, he's going to tear his pec again, but he didn't.
It was just there's so many good ones. And now, talking about this, I'm so excited for the Rumble.
We always are. That's one of the favorite match types.
Dude. Like, I think this is going to be a good Rumble.
I am glad that for the fans that are watching now, what we are doing for this month is Royal Rumble themed podcast for the rest of the Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
So next week we are making the announcement of what is it? We are going to be ranking what we think are the top matches that were in the Royal Rumble, not the Royal Rumble matches themselves, like matches that happened and stuff, like the singles matches, like let's say the triple threat between Lesnar, Cena, and Seth Rollins.
Spoiler alert, that's probably my number one.
That's probably going to be all of us our number one, but stuff like that.
That's a great match,
hey,
dude.
Because we also have to acknowledge the singles and non-Royal Rumble matches that happen at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
Yes, like because it's a whole pay-per-view. We can't just talk about the match itself.
And then the Sunday,
we're gonna give some spotlight.
Yeah, and also the final Sunday before the Royal Rumble, we are gonna have a Royal Rumble predictions, and we are gonna add on a tier list. Thanks to Chris's idea, we are gonna rank all the Royal Rumble winners.
Yes,
just know, me right off the bat, for all you Bret Hart fans, that Bret Hart and Lex Luger Wing is gonna be in my F tier, shit tier, caca poo tier. Letting you guys know
as I have it, they're in the pre-show tier.
Yeah, they're in the pre-show. They're not even there. They're in the dark match tier.
Oh,
you can put Triple H in that tier as well.
Hey, too bad. Hey, on which year though? Because there's one that I'll give you. There's one that I won't.
Both of them. I do not like Triple H. Triple H.
Final four of the Royal Rumble should be Roman, Drew, Punk, and Seth. You see, you are correct, Angel, but WWE won't do that. Triple H is still.
But you know what? There's a certain man that is missing from that top four, Angel, that's behind me. That I
forgot.
Pick somebody out.
Hey, no. Oh wait, hold up. Hey, and let's get. Hey, I'm gonna say this now. I feel like the one that's gonna have the most eliminations is Jacob Fatu. I'm saying that now.
Yep. Oh, we can't get into predictions yet, man.
No, let's go. Let's go. Save it. So yeah, that's gonna be what we're doing, guys. Hey, so we did the Royal Rumble matches, some rankings. Next week we're gonna talk about the matches in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And we're taking into consideration the actual match itself. So like if you want to say a perfect example, the 2022 Royal Rumble is one of the best matches of Royal Rumble history. Add that to the list. The triple threat is, by the sounds of it, me and Chris have an agreement that's probably the best match in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but who knows? We'll see. And then the final Royal Rumble Sunday, we are gonna have the prediction plus the tier list. I feel like with these pay-per-views coming up, maybe the Elimination Chamber will have a themed Elimination Chamber.
We'll probably do a Elimination Chamber theme.
Because you know WrestleMania week, we are gonna do WrestleMania themed.
Oh, dude, WrestleMania, bro. There's so much content coming. There's so much content coming, fellas. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Josh, did you want to do your trivia today?
Well, you guys can do the trivia now. I have to head off. I'm with my family right now. I just got home. I wanted to make it here for the top 10 Royal Rumble matches. So you guys handle your thing. If you have some of your followers that want to add it, just send them to the link. But thank you guys for following. See us next Sunday on the Juiced Up Jobbers from my part.
Appreciate you, Alex. You have a good rest of your day, buddy.
If anyone wants to join, they can, but I don't mind leaving it until we have more people.
We might just leave it until next time. because it's 5 o'clock. I got some stuff I got to do. So, anything you want to add, Shush?
Stay tuned. I've got something coming up for everyone.
Shush is cooking something up. We're gonna see how it goes. But
I think
for
2 weeks
everybody
or
else,
the week before Rumble.
thank you so much for joining us today. We will be having some more fun next week. Hopefully at normal time at 2 p.m. next week. So, Shush, I'll let you say your closing sentence. You have my permission.
And remember, everyone, to slap that meat. Oh, wow.